Hi everyone, this is Dr. Karamachi. I wanted to share an update today. There is some concern that some people are experiencing symptoms for a long time. They're not recovering from COVID within 2 weeks, which is the regular quarantine time. We have noticed that people who are really sick who are in the ICU sometimes have to stay for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. So hi Kim. So it is possible that sometimes people can require many months to recover, but there are some people who recover within 1 or 2 weeks. So my personal belief is that the way the immune system works. If your immunity is strong, number one, you may not even experience symptoms, and we call that asymptomatic COVID infection. Um, and if your immunity is not as strong, you may get the infection but may be able to recover quickly. And if your immunity is weak, then probably symptoms can last a long time, maybe 1 month, 2 months, or even 3 months. So we're waiting to see more data about this. Um, Also, there's a trend that people who have comorbidities like asthma, hypertension, and so forth, they tend to have a longer course of infection. So if you have comorbidities, like if you have other illnesses, then you should take extra precautions. You should also work on enhancing your immunity. As I discussed, the body's immunity is the best thing to fight against any infection. We can use different medications and so forth, but they're only there to support the body's immune system in its fight against this virus. So if your immune system is weak, or if it is not there, if you're on immunosuppressive medications, if you're taking a steroid inhaler, if you're taking a steroid like prednisone on a long-term basis, then chances are you'll have a hard time getting over the infection. And we're seeing a more community-wide spread. So it's spreading across the country and in most populated areas, Florida, California, Arizona, Texas, most recently. So you'll see more and more people getting infected. And that's unfortunately the way the diseases progress. Any other infectious disease would progress in the same way. There's some discussion online that people are not wearing the mask, they're not practicing social distancing. The jury is still out if those measures really work or not. Whether they work or not, I think going forward in the next few months, the disease will progress and we'll see more spread. So it behooves you to practice accountability to your own self, and really work on improving your health and lifestyle. Do regular exercise on a daily basis. Try to eat as healthy as possible. Reduce the amount of sugar intake, reduce the amount of beer intake, reduce the amount of alcohol intake, or even quit alcohol altogether. If you're a smoker, quit smoking altogether. It sounds as if I'm preaching to the choir, but again, it's very important. If people are afraid of dying and they still don't want to change their lifestyle, that essentially points out the real underlying issue, that they're not taking personal accountability and personal responsibility for their health. It is very difficult situation, like relying on the doctor or whomever, and believing that they're going to fix the problem is unrealistic. So as I discussed before, the way the immune system works against different viruses and bacteria is very interesting. The body has there's an innate immune system called Th1 based system, and there's also adaptive system called Th2 based system. I'm working on creating an online presentation where I'm going to detail different components of Th1 system and Th2 system. There are ways to figure out how each person's immunity is, and we have a questionnaire, and we can create a model where it creates a score. If the score is high, that means their immunity is not as strong. If the score is low, that means their immunity is really good. So I'm working on creating an online presentation about this, and I'll come up with this hopefully pretty soon in the next few days. So feel free to share that. I'll announce months ahead of time. So you can do that questionnaire at home, if you have access to the online presentation, and figure out where you are, and try to work on making it stronger. The goal is to have a strong immune system at least in the next 12 months, because I don't think this is coming to an end anytime soon. A lot of people think that once the election is done in November, all of this will go away. I don't think this will stop in November. Most of the authors online are saying this will go probably through summer next year. So again, I want to reiterate my previous message that it is pointless to complain. There's a lot of complaining going on. It's pointless to complain to somebody like CDC or the government that you're not getting better even after 4 weeks or 4 months. They're not going to do anything about it. And they have no resources to do anything about it. The only thing is, if you go to the doctor, you'll have different types of antibacterial antibiotics given to you, and that only makes the problem worse. You take an antibacterial antibiotic while you're having a viral infection. Number one, it's not going to work on the virus. Number two, it's going to mess up the gut. It's going to kill the friendly bacteria in the gut, and it will only prolong your suffering, because now the body's immune system is really wrecked because you destroyed all the friendly bacteria. So again, I'm not trying to be negative here, but but I really want to address this complaining issue, because I see a lot of this online. As I said, if you're progressively getting worse and you go to a traditional doctor, chances are you'll be prescribed antibacterial antibiotics, and they are not going to help you. So the goal is to work on some of the strategies that I talked before. Try to take some zinc, quercetin. You can also try N-acetylcysteine. There's also tailor-made versions where we give some of these particular vitamins or minerals in a nebulized form, and that has helped with a lot of clients. So if you know somebody who's having a prolonged illness and they're not getting anywhere with their illness, feel free to have them send me a DM. I'll be happy to chat with them. And if you have any personal concerns, feel free to send me a DM as well. And that's all for today. I wish this complaining will stop, and I wish this virus will stop spreading. It hasn't happened so far. Have a wonderful day.